We are live. How's it going? We both got fuzzy hair.
Because we were just outside walking the dogs and
Yeah,
all fuzzy.
Humid here in Florida, and we probably looked a little drugged out because we did drugs yesterday. So this was her third time, I think, doing good, what I would call good pills. Right?
Yeah.
The biggest thing yesterday was, and we're super happy about it. She finally learned how to dance.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting.
Yeah, and it actually looked good. Like it was in rhythm, and it
It looked
really
sexy
good.
too. At least it looked sexy to me. So
It was fantastic. It was fantastic. Unfortunately, we're not in the state of mind to record any of it. And the fact that we threw on cameras, and then we're gonna, have a good time.
Yeah.
And then what we realized is I had zero spit, she had zero spit, and the plumbing downstairs was like bone dry, and there was just nothing that we could actually do about it. And like we had lube, but we're not really into like using lube, and it
should be an addition if we need a little, but it's not like
primary. It felt like it was so dry that even if we used lube, it wasn't going to permanently fix the situation.
Yeah, no.
There was just no coming back. So I think moving forward, if we do it again, we're gonna plan on not having sex. I think that's the better way to do it, and I think I remember telling you.
Yeah, probably remember telling you, did this
like I was like, no, like before you had ever done it.
Oh, wait.
And like when you do E, it's not sexual. It's hard. Everybody thinks it's sexual, but it's really not sexual. And I actually get way more horny on LSD than.
Right, yeah, I do too.
Yeah,
I can feel it.
Yeah, we fuck for hours on LSD. So next time we decided we're gonna candy flip. So we're gonna do half of one of the really good pills, and then like half a dose of LSD, and see if that fixes the situation. Maybe they can kind of balance each other out. How much more we're gonna experiment with these drugs? Probably not much more. We're old, and
next time I do it, I'll be 45. So I don't think. I don't know. I think that might be it.
Yeah. Us getting into this stuff was really more for her benefit because I had already done it all, right? So I knew what it was like, but I would tell her about things, and then you really don't know until you try. You really don't, and I think you would agree with that.
Yeah, no.
After a few times,
right?
So
after these many trips of LSD, dude, I mean, we've been like on wacky, like really high and then really low.
Shrooms were awful though.
Shrooms was, dude, that was the shittiest stuff I've ever had.
We should tell you the shroom story. Because
we never did a report after that.
No, we didn't. So
when was this, over Christmas break?
It was over Christmas break. Yeah. So like a couple days before New Year's. Okay. I had gotten this bag of shrooms from this guy that I didn't even want because I gave him something else and he gave me that in return because he felt obligated to or whatever.
Get a gift.
Yeah. He felt like like give a gift, give a gift kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
So he gave me the shrooms I didn't even ask for, right? And so they've been sitting in a baggie for months and months and months. And like, so finally we decided, all right, well, this was the one hallucinogen that you hadn't tried yet. Right. So I was like, let's go ahead and try it. Right. And I texted him, I was like, hey, how much should we do? And like, he's like, oh, just do the whole baggie. And because this was via text, so I couldn't pick up sarcasm. I was like, all right, so I'll do the whole baggie. Right.
And I'm like, are you sure we're supposed to do the whole thing? That seems like a lot. Like, how about we do half? He's like, no.
So anyways, so like we figured out the scientific way of breaking down the shrooms into this tea, right? So we made this like fucking tea. We boiled it and like steeped it and whatever. And like it was it was like a whole fucking thick eighth of fucking.
Yeah, but then we had big ass mugs of like tea, like this.
Yeah. And like they were powerful. So we drank that shit and we like had the most horrible experience.
Dude, I wanted to kill myself.
It was so bad. Like all I could see was like fish eyes, like around me. Like
I couldn't look at anything.
And I couldn't like look at anything directly. It was
I had to look at a wall because it was so plain. So my mind could not focus on anything else. I was just looking at the wall.
You literally at points thought you were gonna die. It was
awful.
But we made it through that, and I gotta say, like after it like calmed down, we did end up fucking.
Right at the very end. So. Yeah, but was it worth it to get that fucking session? No, we could have fucking.
I will never do shrooms again in my fucking life.
Dude, even if it was just the smallest, I would still never do it.
Yeah, I would never. It's just there's no way.
And then afterwards, you talk to him. He's like, "Oh, I didn't mean for you to take the whole thing."
Yeah, thanks for letting me know.
You're not like doing LOL.
Yeah. Let me know that you're joking, man.
Almost died.
He almost died.
You were trying.
I thought about calling an ambulance. I was like, but then I was like, dude, no, they're gonna think we're idiots. Like, so.
Well, they probably would have just taken us to the hospital and give us like fluids and shit.
Yeah,
That's
and
probably
then racked up a bill that we would have
Yeah.
to pay.
So,
Yeah, so we're better off powering through it. So after about like 4 hours of that shit, it finally calmed down.
dude, it was like when time stood still
Yeah, it was
during that
crazy.
time too. Like time did not move.
It was
Like,
definitely
a minute
the worst
felt like an
experience of our
hour.
life.
Yeah, that was the worst time of my life. God damn. I was trying to like sit in the bathroom, trying to vomit it up, and like you can't get anything out, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh.
Yeah.
But anyway.
If you guys have questions, you guys can ask questions. This is live, so we can see your whatever you guys are saying. Thank you for the compliments, though.
Oh yeah, if you have a question, ask a question.
So, anyways, so the big thing was her learning how to dance, and that alone made it worthwhile. And I'm just gonna be honest here, white people suck at dancing because they don't feel 2 and 4, and it's called the upbeat, right? So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that makes all the steps that you do fit, right? And a lot of she was doing this before. And it was just awful to watch, and I could not bear to watch that anymore.
Oh yes.
Yes, we have one kid,
but he's currently a visiting family.
Yeah,
So
that's why
vacation.
we do our drugs when he's not home, and we have days because
To recover.
to recover, because I don't want to be a parent after I do drugs like for at least 2 days. So anyway, but yeah, she learned how to dance, and it was amazing watching the transformation. And like, I don't know if you're gonna need to have to see like one more time to get it like real solid,
Probably.
because I got to see if she can do it without the drugs and see what happens. But it was magnificent to watch that. So,
But I felt very like just comfortable and relaxed.
it flowed. You found the flow. You
Yeah.
found the flow, and like, but can you find the flow when you're
Yeah,
not on
that's the other
drugs?
thing.
That's hard. That's
Mhm.
much harder.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
But hey, we'll do it again.
so just wanted to give you guys an update on our experiences. You know,
Mhm.
so
But yeah. Oh, asking what size are these?
oh, triple D. They're triple D.
36 triple D.
Mm. They certainly
Oops, here. I always go backwards.
Oh goodness.
Oh.
So I can't believe people are on. I'm really happy to be on. So if you guys want to ask more questions, we'll stay on. But that was pretty much all we wanted to say about the update. I got to go get a glass of water.
Yeah, no, I'll put mine back here, but I'll stay on. But we did E. I don't think you even mentioned what we actually did.
What do you mean?
What drug we did?
Well, I thought it was obvious.
Well, but anyway.
I call it E-Harmony.
eHarmony. There we go. That would make sense. That's the name of the show. So, yeah.
right.
That was our 4th of July celebration. And we always do it on like New Year's and like the 4th.
Yeah, those are the 2 times a year we actually.
Because then everyone's letting fireworks off and we can be loud with the music and loud as we want, so it doesn't really bother neighbors and
I cannot
things.
believe how freaking frizzy my hair is with this humidity.
I got like fuzzies everywhere. You go outside and you're like,
All right, guys. If you're not asking questions, we're out of here. We got fucking to do.